We are back again on another Friday. And of course, on Friday, we do legs. And so I've already completed the 10-minute cardio warm up, and I'm going directly into some leg presses and some leg extensions. We're going to challenge ourselves today, especially on the leg press. Usually, we do 540 on the free weight machine, but now what we're going to do today, we're going to go from 300 to 400 in the leg press, and then we're going to go from 100 to 150 with the leg extensions. I felt pretty good this morning, so I said, well, let's just try it out with the stationary machine. And so that's what we did. Now, one thing too, I want to give a little caution to. Even though I'm doing these exercises at quite a steady pace, I want you to go according to how you feel, according to how your body feels. Pay attention. If you feel a pulling sensation or you feel a sharp pain, it might be time to stop and stretch, okay? Just make sure that whatever you do, you're doing it safely. That's the point of it, because you can't enjoy the fruits of your labor if you're somewhere hurt. So let's do it safely, and let's see if we can extend ourselves a little bit further today, and that's what we're going to do. Then too, one of the things I had forgotten, but I was reminded, is of how important it is to have something, man, to block out your surroundings. And so we added to our arsenal, man, a set of wireless headphones, man, because a lot of times there are things going on in the gym, people having conversations, but if you have a way to block that out, then you can focus more fully on the thing that you have to do. It's your workout. What you put into it is what you'll get out, and we want to focus so that we can have the best experience possible every time we hit the gym. And that way, not only are we building our bodies into a more healthy state, but then we're building our emotional state, the way we feel about ourselves, our self-esteem. Our enthusiasm for life grows because we see that things can be better based upon just the determination to be better and a little energy placed in the right direction. So it's a wonderful thought, I think, to continue, because you'll never see good for the hard work that you do if you never work hard. What you think about that? I think it sounds nice. Okay, let's get back to it. So now as I'm getting down to the final few sets of leg presses and leg extensions, I'm intentionally taking a little time to take a breather, because I'm going up, and my intention is to complete all 6 sets while at the same time going up in weight every single set. So you'll see me gathering myself as I usually do before most of the last few sets that we have to do, because I want to make sure that I get a good pump. I want to make sure that I'm adhering to the right techniques, just making sure that everything is the way that it should be. All right, so we're coming up on this last set, and when I say that this first initial push was, yeah, it was heavy, man. It was. But I guess after doing 5 sets of it, you start to feel it. Yeah, that was a pretty heavy set. You see me grimace a little bit there, man. But hey, we are not going to stop despite that. We're going to take a little rest break, and then we're going to continue with the rest of the exercises that we have planned for the day. But man, that was one. I think I'm going to pay for that later on, but I hope not. So now we're going to do some standing calf raises, and I do not have to tell you that this is not one of my favorite exercises. It doesn't rank high up on my list of to do, but regardless of that, man, we're going to get them in there because today is leg day, and so we're going to do 6 sets of these also. We're going to go up 25 pounds every time, man. We'll try to. Of note, though, is that one of the things I try to do when I'm doing this exercise is to keep my back straight, right? And the only thing that's moving, hopefully, is the calves, right? Your feet and your calves. Anything else, you hold it steady so that you can focus on really driving up with your calf muscles. Like I mentioned, this is one of the exercises that I don't do a whole lot, and I need to really add it into my routine because it really adds definition to the back part of your legs, right? Not to mention, man, it helps with running. It helps with jumping. So anything that you're going to do from athletic standpoint, it can help you out. What's going on, my people? Good morning on this Friday. I know it's a little dark, man. We got overcast here, and the weather is frigid. I felt like a black polar bear, man. I stepped outside and the wind hit me. Woo! It's cold, man. But this morning, man, what I want to focus on, man, is just that. Focus. A lot of times, what ruins our ability to see things through and to complete things, like say for instance a workout, right? Maybe a project that we've been working on, maybe something that we need to do that's going to make life better for us and our families. But somewhere along the way, man, we get distracted. And I'm gonna promise you, there aren't a shortage of distractions. A distraction come in all shapes, sizes, and varieties. And depending on what kind of distraction you're susceptible to, man, you may not ever finish your projects, right? You might not ever be able to follow through on the things you need to follow through on because of certain distractions. So, but I will tell you this, it's a powerful thing when you can look at and diagnose what things serve as the biggest distraction for you, and then you cope with those things, right? You put something in place, safeguards, so that those distractions don't overtake you. I'll tell you one of the main distractions I have, and it's very time consuming. I have a tendency to overthink things. I have a tendency to do it. Because I have engineering background, sometimes they come in handy and sometimes it doesn't. Because I'll tell you something, taking the time to think about something clearly and put it in practice, okay, that's one thing. But then overthinking something, you're taking too much time. You're taking too much time. And see, then that starts to become a detriment to you, because time is also an asset that you can't waste. It's very valuable. So in overthinking, then you find yourself going in the loop. Well, what if this happens? And then if this happens, then this will happen. And if that happens, then that'll happen. So now you're wasting time. You're wasting time, because what you could have done in that particular instance, I know I find myself doing, is just sitting down, planning things out. And as I'm planning, I say, okay, well, if something happens out of the ordinary, I have a contingency. But I'm not absorbed in, what if this doesn't work, or what if this segment doesn't work? No, let's put the plan into action, and then as we go, we'll adapt. And I'm finding that there's a more successful way to handle things. I don't know what your distractions are, or what you have to deal with, but I tell you this, like I said, come up with a game plan, man, so that when you're faced with those particular distractions, they don't keep you from
reaching your goal, or they don't stop you from focusing altogether. Some things are so difficult to deal with that they just take your whole focus. But before it even reaches that point, if you got a plan in place, then that means that, you can stop it before it gets to that. Because I see a whole lot of people, and that's their difficulty. Focus. They can't focus on one thing. They have so many things coming at them. And so that's why it's nice, man, to be able to sit back and say, okay, this is my priority. This is what I'm going to focus on. And then you set a plan in place to keep your focus, right? And then another thing too, man, just something personal. I find a lot of times too that you can lose your focus also, man, if you aren't looking at, what's going on around you. If you're not paying attention, if you're not cognizant. Because there could be an area that you need to act on immediately. But because you're not focused, because you're not paying attention, then you fail to act. So it's a balance when it comes to focus. It's a balance. Now you're not wasting too much time, trying to micromanage everything that you do. And then at the same time, you're not focusing so much on one thing that you're oblivious to everything else. It's a balance. It's a balance. And a lot of us struggle to keep that balance, man. But like I said, get you a game plan in place, and you handle it that way. I don't ever believe that you should go into any situation if you can help it. Now, of course, unforeseen circumstances come up, emergencies pop up. But if at all possible, if this is a situation where you can sit down and plan and think things through, then that's what I would encourage you to do. It's never a good idea to make a decision spur of the moment or just based off of emotions. How you feel at that particular time, you make that decision. It's not a good thing to do. And individuals who are focused, more than not, their decisions come from a place of thoughtfulness. They're intentional because your focus is taking you to a certain destination and you want to get there. And so what you do is you're very methodical about it. You think it through, you plan it, and then you try to stick as close to your plan as you possibly can. And I think that'll help with focus, man. I think it will. I think that particular line of thinking, that notion of planning, of being, an individual who is not driven by the seat of your pants. You have some people, that's how they do. They find excitement in that until a particular incident happens that shows them they should have planned. Okay? But that was just a thought for this morning, man. You better let me go, man, because I'm starting to ramble here. I hope today goes well for you, man. We love you. Peace!